In this video, I'll speak about a communicable disease which is called as a mumps. Learning outcomes. At the end of the session, you will able to learn about what is mumps, identify the transmission of mumps, explain the clinical manifestation of mumps, state the complication of mumps, and discuss the treatment and prevention strategies for mumps. Mumps is caused by a viral infection which is called as a viral mumps virus, and this virus affects the salivary glands, and because of that the salivary glands get infectious, and which is also called as a infectious parotitis. And more incidents of this mumps we can see in the age group between 5 to 15 years of age. However, in adolescent and in adults also it is common, but most commonest incidents we can see in between 5 to 15 years of age among children. It can occur in winter and spring seasons, but wherever the hot climate is there throughout the year, so in that places any time in the month it can occur. How mumps is been transmitted or the spread of infection. Mumps is a very contagious or it is a highly infectious disease which has been transmitted to a droplet infection, infection which is released through coughing, sneezing, and or talking during this activities. So that is known as the droplet infection. It can also be transmitted by sharing of items such as cups or eating utensils or sharing of toys between the childrens or with each other. That is the most commonest one, that is sharing of fomites. It is also spread through the contact surface transmission, that is touching object or subject with unwashed hand that are then touched by others. So that is the how it is been spread. So once an individual is been exposed to infection, so till the production or till the presentation of any sign, that period is known as the incubation period. So incubation period for the mumps is 16 to 18 days. And mumps virus spread before the salivary glands begin to swell. So in this communicable disease, once individual is been infected, so in the salivary gland become inflamed and it gets swell up. So before the salivary gland becomes swells up to 5 days of appearance of swelling, that is the too much of infectivity period, means more rate of transmission or spread of infection occurs. So that days is considered as a highly infectivity days if a child is infected with the mumps. Most clinical signs and symptoms are like fever, headache, nausea, malaise, loss of appetite. These are the some of the symptoms and signs which is very unspecific and which is not identified as a child is having a mumps, because this is a general sign and symptoms of any sickness like fever, headache, nausea, malaise, and loss of appetite. But after 24 hours the child complain of pain and tenderness near the earlobe, like in the picture you can see to the one side of the face, just near to the earlobe, it has been swelled. So the child complained of pain and tenderness near the earlobe. And also the child, after few hours, the child complained of difficulty in chewing, jaw appears to be get swells, and it will appear in such a way that a jaw angle cannot be able to identify, cannot able to, you cannot able to locate the jaw angle, and earlobe appear to be pushed upward and the outward. So in this condition, unilateral, it means that only to the one side of parotid gland swelling can also occur, or one parotid gland can also affect. And in some cases the both the parotid gland, both the either side of the parotid glands can be also get affected. So after once unilateral infections, it can involve to the other side in 48 to 72 hours in 75% of the cases. It means that majority of the children's or the individual who suffer from mumps will get a bilateral of parotid gland infection. About a week after presentation of these symptoms, this fever and glandular swelling will get disappear. As it is a self-limiting diseases, no specific therapy or treatment is available, and it does not produce much of complication. It is, if it is produced, that need to be treated as per the specific complications. So about 1 a week, this fever and the swelling, which is parotid swelling, it will get disappear, and a child who suffer from the mumps will get a natural immunity for a lifelong for the mumps. Complications which occurs for a mumps, like aseptic meningitis, which contribute to 10%, encephalitis, which contribute to 0.2 to 0.3%, cerebral ataxia, facial neuritis and palsy, transverse myelitis, Guillain-Barré syndrome are the some of the commonest complications which occur. And other most commonest, that is epididymitis, orchitis, ophritis and mastitis. It contributes especially in that which affects the reproductive system of both male and female is 20%, and in both male and female orchitis and ophritis occurs. So it is very important to identify and to investigate for this complication also when a child is suffer from mumps, and accordingly proper support and treatment need to be provided early stage, as it leads to fertility problems later in the life. So pancreatitis also it contribute for 4%, deafness, arthritis, myocarditis and thyroiditis. So these are the complications which occurs, and death is rare if an individual is suffer from mumps, but if in, if at all if somebody died, so it is because of encephalitis, that is infection of the brain. Next is the treatment and control. Mumps is a self-limited disease. It means that no specific treatment is available for that, as it is a viral infection. So no antiviral drugs has been indicated to treat the mumps, and it is a self-limiting. It will disappear after 2 weeks with by showing much of complication. So what has to do, isolation of the child is very important because the saliva gets too much infectivity, and it can transmit to others, and others can also get the mumps as it is a communicable disease. So isolation of the child till the swelling get resolved, because till the swelling the saliva is too much infectious, and chances is that other people will also get communicate will get this disease. So respiratory isolation is so much important when isolating a child, including the person who is taking care of the child, or any individuals. So in that case, the person also need to be maintain a proper respiratory and precaution methods. Warm saline mouthwash are useful as oral mucosa gets irritated because of swelling and pain. So it will also helpful. Child should be given something to suck on to soothe the oral mucosa. Topical application of warm and cold packs helps to relieve the swelling of the parotid gland. And analgesic also play important role to relieve the pain and to make it more comfortable. For example, paracetamol, acetaminophen, brufen. This is very important to administer to relieve the pain, as the child cannot able to chew. So in that condition, in this disease condition, a light diet can be prescribed and can be give to the child, and allow the child to drink a plenty of water. In this disease, as the oral mucosa will get irritated because of some acidic food content such as tomato and maybe vinegar containing food, uh, and some beverages which is contain which irritate the oral cavity, lemon. So this food should be get avoided to lessen the oral pain and discomfort. As one of the complication, that is 20% complication, 20% of complication which is occurs is orchitis and ophritis. So this orchitis in this case, if it is a male child, that should be treated properly, and proper bed rest and scrotal support should be provided to prevent from further complications. Mumps can be prevented. It is a disease, it is a communicable disease, which is a vaccine preventable disease. So, MMR vaccination is available under the National Immunization Program. So, 3 doses of MMR vaccination, that is trivalent component, is there, that is measles, mumps, and rubella. And it is a live attenuated vaccine. It is coming in monovalent, bivalent also, but under the universal and national immunization program in our country, in India, the trivalent vaccine is available. The first dose is given at 9 months, and two booster shots are given at 15 to 18 months, and third dose at 4 to 6 years of age. So there is a one shot at 9 months and two booster shots at 15 to 18 months and 4 to 6 years of age. And taking of these 3 doses helps to prevent from the mumps. Contraindication to mumps vaccine, as it is a live attenuated vaccines, so it is to some individual it is contraindicated, it should not be given. So like, to whom it should not be given? The individual who is having a advanced immune deficiency such as HIV. And mumps vaccination is contraindicated during pregnancy, and the individual who is having allergic to the vaccine components such as neomycin and gelatin, it is contraindicated of that this vaccine should not be given to this three kind of peoples. Prevention of transmission of mumps, that it is a vaccine preventable, as well as if we are taking precautionary method, it can be easily prevented. So what it can be done? So if any individual has been infected with mumps, so that has to be keep in isolation for at least 5 days from the onset of symptoms. Encourage the patient for good hand washing practices. It can be done with soap and water, and if it is not dirt, so sanitizer, proper alcohol propyl can be used to prevent the infections, and to ensure that patient also should have a good hand washing practices. Encourage the patient to have a good respiratory isolation, also to cover mouth and nose during coughing and sneezing, that is good respiratory etiquettes need to be followed. And always when the sneezing and coughing, use a handkerchief or the towel, or if it is or tissues can be also used to cover the mouth. Drinking and eating utensils of the patient should not be shared, because we have seen in the started of this session that it is also transmitted easily through the fomites by sharing of items like toys, or by cups or utensils. So this should not be shared by each other, just to prevent the transmission. Also, avoid frequent touching of the surfaces such as toys, doorknobs, tables, counter should be kept clean, and make a habit that frequently touching of the surface should be get avoided. So this end the session, and hope you understood about the mumps. Thank you.